People often have a very hard time succeeding on a raw food diet, and there's a very simple reason why. They're just not eating quality fruit. It's all about the fruit, because say melons, for example. Most melons I try, they're not worth eating. I just throw them away. I just don't eat them because they're not sweet at all. So if I were to try eating a raw food diet, and every day I would eat lots of melons, but there would be no sugar in them, I wouldn't be satisfied, because the sugar is what gives us the fuel that we need. So without the fuel, the body keeps crying out for food and says, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, and just doesn't get satisfied unless it gets that sweet, nutritionally dense fruit. So this melon is super sweet. So when I eat this, I'm satisfied. From the first bite, I'm just like, ah, yes. And I can feel that my hunger gets satiated. As opposed to when I sit down to a fruit which isn't sweet, I can just eat and eat and eat and eat, and I never get satisfied. And I fill my stomach with food that doesn't provide any quality fuel. And this is the #1 reason people fail on a raw diet. They eat low quality fruit. They eat apples with no sweetness whatsoever. They eat pears. They try to succeed on a diet of unripe watermelon with no sweetness. You know, the #1 question people ask me when they hear I'm eating only fruit is, how do you get satisfied? Aren't you always hungry? Do you have to eat all the time? And that's because their experience typically with fruit is eating fruits that are very low in calories, very low in sugar. Temperate fruits like apples, and of course low quality melons and things like that. Like if you're in the Canary Islands and you're eating grapes that are just bursting with sugar, you'll be satisfied, no doubt. But if you're eating grapes imported from somewhere, picked early, and they're like 3 weeks old, they're not sweet at all, you'll just be like, this isn't satisfying. How can anyone live on fruit? It's all about sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar. There's fat and protein in the sweet fruits as well, so it's not all about sugar. But sugar is the main thing, right? We need sugar to fuel our cells. That's why the banana is such a good fruit for everyone. No matter where they are, they can always get bananas. And they pretty much, if you know when it's ripe, they will deliver that sugar that you need to fuel your body. So if you're having a hard time on a raw vegan diet, if you're struggling, you might want to look into that particular issue of how's the quality of your fruit. Is it actually ripe? And it's not just about ripening the fruit at home. It's not just about buying fruit and then allowing it to ripen. No, actually, if fruit is picked too early from wherever it's sourced, it will never ripen properly, and it will never have the sweetness that it should. So you have to basically learn by experience. But just realize that if you're opening up the food, starting to eat it, and you realize this isn't sweet, it's not worth eating. Find something else. So make sure you get that sweet fruit every time you're hungry, unless you're just going to be craving more dense foods, and typically you'll go to starchy foods or fatty foods, things that your body have learned over time that there's a lot of calories in it, basically. So anyway, I'm gonna continue to enjoy my delicious Santa Claus melon, and stay super satisfied because I'm eating high quality sweet fruit. Subscribe to these videos if you like it. If you want more tips on succeeding on a raw vegan diet, check out our other videos and stay tuned for lots more stuff coming up.